Welcome back, guys, to Kieran Horn CFB, and today we have another episode of introducing the rookies for you. Obviously you can see who it is by the title, but before we get into the video properly, remember to click like if you like, click dislike if you disliked it, click subscribe, and then go over to the bell icon, turn notifications on so you can be notified of when I upload. It's actually going to be a little bit more of a regular schedule now, so finally back into the swing of things, and it does feel good. But without further ado, let's talk about Daxton Hill for a minute. So, Bengals fans know the Jesse Bates extension is kind of dead in the water after they franchise tagged him. After the season, it was a tenuous couple of weeks, honestly, waiting to see what happened. And I understand both sides. I understand that Jesse wants to get paid, as every good player should. But I also understand the Bengals. He didn't really show up until the later part of the season. And you've got to grade somebody as how they played through the whole season. It's no good if he is bad all season and then only shows up in the playoffs, because him being bad in the season could actually lead to you missing playoffs, as important as DBs are. So, later on in the video, I'm going to be joined by my good friend Dale Altman of the Bengals and Brews podcast, and he'll be doing the more technical analysis of this episode. But I'm just going to give you a little bit of background on Daxton Hill, who he is, where he's from. So, Daxton Jor-El Hill. Yes, his middle name is Jor-El, after Superman's father, and he was born on the 29th of September in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the year 2000. He was one of two sons born to Derek and Tia Hill, and his older brother Justice is currently a running back for divisional rival Baltimore Ravens. His family has a lot of... It was crazy, you have two sons go to the NFL. After that, as a mum and dad, you just got to be, our genes are legit. Both of our sons are playing at the NFL level. But despite his brother being a very talented running back going to the Baltimore Ravens, it was actually Daxton, the younger brother, who was the most talented. He was actually named Gatorade Football Player of the Year and appeared in the All-American game in 2019. So he had legit talent through high school. And, you know, he actually committed to Michigan, then Alabama, and then back to Michigan. And that's how people know him, as a Michigan Wolverine safety. But let's be honest, this is just the background information. You're here for the technical analysis. So I'm actually going to hand it over to Dale right now, so he can give you his thoughts on Daxton Hill. Without further ado, let's go, Dale.
This is Dale Altman. You may know me from Bengals and Brews. If not, check our show out. We are on YouTube. We are on all platforms for podcast. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're all over the place. We like to drink some brews, talk some Bengals, have some fun. We've been lucky enough to have some phenomenal guests on. But today I am on here to help my buddy Kieran break down video about the Bengals' first-round pick, Daxton Hill. Daxton Hill went to Michigan. Out of high school, he was a 5-star recruit. Some services had him as high as number 8 overall. He really lived up to that at Michigan. While he didn't come in as a starter right away from year one, he still played a ton. He was all over the place. He's played special teams. He's played slot corner. He's played safety. He's played in all different coverages. We're going to look at his strengths and his weaknesses in this video and just give an overall what we think. So starting off, one strength I have for Daxton is he has an elite athletic profile. At the combine, he ran a 4.38 40-yard dash, which was 14th among all participants at the combine. At the safety position, which is where he slotted in the most, he was tops in the 20-yard shuttle and also tops in the 3-cone drill. So his athletic profile is at an elite level. A second strength I would have for Daxton Hill is his versatility. Like we mentioned, he can play free safety, strong safety. At Michigan, he played a lot of slot cornerback. There's a lot of people that think with that athletic profile that he could even play outside cornerback if needed. Now, I think there's some issues there with the fluidity in the hips, and maybe it's not his most natural position. But in a pinch, if you had some injuries, he could come in and at least give you some decent production there. Now, another strength that we have for Daxton is he's a really good blitzer. He rushes off the edge with a tenacity and burst that reminds me a lot of his new teammate, Mike Hilton. He either usually gets to the quarterback, getting a sack, or he gets his hands up, deflects passes, and disrupts plays in general. He's a willing tackler is another strength. He throws his body around. He's quick to diagnose and attack against the run. It should be interesting to see how he goes against the run when he faces his brother Justice Hill, who is a player for the Baltimore Ravens. Daxton is also a high character guy, being a two-time academic All-Big Ten player. Some of his weaknesses, which is not very many, is he needs to add some strength/weight to his frame. I think he'll naturally do that as he gets into the NFL and works on that. It shouldn't be an issue going forward, but it is something that is a weakness right now. He does have a slight frame. Now, we mentioned versatility as a key. That can also be a little bit of a weakness because you need to find out what is his true best position. Is that going to be at slot corner? Is that going to be at safety? And some of that will depend on this Jesse Bates III situation and how that plays out in Cincinnati. If Jesse's in camp, if he doesn't hold out the whole time and he's there ready to go week one, then Daxton, probably plays a role where he comes in at slot corner at times, fills in at safety, is that versatile little chess piece that you can move him around. Now, if Jesse Bates is not there, he may slide into that role as a starter. And I think a lot of that will then determine if he is going to play special teams or not. If he's starting, he's probably not going to give you much on special teams this season because you don't want to throw him out there and risk injury covering on special teams. Now, if he's not starting and Jesse Bates is back with the Bengals, I think he's a guy that would be a great special teams player. I mean, we talked about his speed, his athletic profile, being a willing tackler. Those are the guys you want on kick and punt, defense. So I really think overall, Daxton Hill is an excellent prospect and was great value at pick 31 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, I'm a little biased, but at the same point in time, this is a guy that I really didn't think would get to pick 31. So I was very happy that he made it there, and I think he'll be a great player for the Cincinnati Bengals going forward. Hooday!
Once again, thank you to Dale from Bengals and Brews for giving us that breakdown on Daxton Hill. You can really get a hardcore Bengals fans reaction to this because it's a pick that, I think some people were expecting. But, me, I personally want Tyler Linderbaum, but he ended up going a little bit before. So I think this was obviously the safest pick for the Bengals to make. But if you want to head over to check out the Bengals and Brews podcast, I will leave the link in the description to their channel. I'll also leave a link to all the guys from theirs Twitter pages, so you can go out and check their podcast. It's great. I've been on there. It's a lot of fun, and it's the sort of vibe I like. Nothing too serious. We talk technical, but it's also a lot of fun as well, and I think that's what we need in today's media. But anyway, what did you think of Daxton Hill? Leave a comment down below. Did you like the pick? Did you not like the pick? How do you think he's going to do in the NFL? And also, if you've got ideas for rookies who you think have been overlooked by me or other people, drop them in the comments down below and I'll be sure to make a video on them. I love hearing from you guys. But anyway, hooday to Dale and the Bengals Brews boys. I'm sure I'll be spending a lot of time with you guys throughout the season. And thanks for joining the video. Like I said at the start, remember to subscribe and click that bell icon because there will be a lot more future uploads coming. I think I've got three videos currently on the back burner. I've been trying to get this one out. It's a player I actually care about a little more than usual. But anyway guys, thanks for joining, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.